I don't know what this is. This is all new to me, so um, I need to switch this. What's this? Nope, don't want that. Uh, I need to switch this. I need to get out. I don't know if anybody's there. Ah, there it is. Found it. This is my first time. Here we go. On YouTube doing this. I used to do it on Facebook. Now I'm going to try it on YouTube. So here we go. Okay, sorry. Thanks for being patient with me. I am working on a little 5x7 abstract drawing. I'm working on a series right now of Kandinsky-inspired little ideas. And this one I'm going to work in purples and greens because I'm into purples and greens today. And I'm going to do this for half an hour. So, hey, Google, cancel my first timer.
I'm still not sure what you mean.
Oh
so
my
nothing
God.
was deleted.
Google Assistant is an idiot. Hey, Google, start a new timer for 30 minutes. I'm going to do this for 30 minutes.
Second timer for 30 minutes.
Hey, Google.
And we're starting.
Hey, Google, cancel first timer.
All right, the timer is cancelled.
Okay, now I want to do some of these smaller areas in the colored pencil because colored pencil takes a while. So I'll do those in felt tips. But I'm going to do some of these smaller ones in colored pencils. Now, I don't know. Yeah, I think you can see that. The problem is my setup isn't the best here. And I tend to do a circular motion when I do colored pencils. Otherwise, when you do it like this, you can see it. If you do a circular motion, you don't get that, I don't know what to call it, that back and forth look that you can get otherwise, and I don't care for that. But if you're in a small area, or if you're working light or with light pressure and going back over it, then it's not quite as important. But in an area this small, you know what I forgot to do on this one, which I usually do? I forgot to tape off, because I like to tape off like a 1/4 inch. I use a masking tape like this, and I like to tape off like a border, a 1/4 inch. And I didn't do it on this. That's okay. But I do it, number one, so that I don't have to come off the page like that, which then I have to clean up my table afterwards. Now I'm also going to go in here and I'm going to try and keep these colors balanced because I'm only using 2 hues, purple and greens, although I'll push the limits on those. I'll go a little magenta on the purples, and I'll maybe go a little blue on the greens. You know what I could do? I could open my YouTube channel on my other device. It would help if I would connect it to the internet. Okay. See, I like to balance my colors. And then I wish I could show you, but if I move the camera, then I got to deal with putting it back, which is a pain in the toot. But I can actually show you. I love these. I have these cases that I use for my mediums. And this is for my watercolor colored pencils. And they're great because they're portable if you want to take them, and you know, you can get these in big sizes, etc. But I like them because it keeps my pencils. I have to have my stuff organized. I can't have my colors all over the place. Drives me crazy. And I'm going after an olive right now. A couple of them, actually. I'm going to go into a darker one over here, too. Because I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do these. Now, let me see if I can go to my YouTube channel. And, oops, looks like Let me see if I can see it.
Let me see if I can see it.
Oh, yeah, I'm there.
Let me see if I can see it.
All right,
Yeah, I'm there.
I'm going to turn the sound down. Hold on. Oops.
I'm going to turn the sound down. Hold on. Oops. I'm going to turn the sound down.
Okay, there. I turned the sound down on the tablet. And how's that? There we go. Hey, it's my first time, guys. Give me a break here. Nobody's in the chat, so... But now I can see the chat on my tablet. There. My finger there. This is like trying to back up a trailer. You know. Anyway. And I really like these colored pencils. I actually got these off of, I don't know if I can say it, Temu. I love Temu. You know, and I don't want to get into it. Everybody goes, bad, bad, bad. Well, I've had good experience with them. Their prices are wonderful. But these are a good quality German watercolor colored pencil. Now, I'm not using them in the watercolor techniques. I'll show you what they can do, though. Okay. Now, I've got one of these little brushes here. Look at that. Isn't that fun? See? Watercolor pencils. In this drawing, I'm not going to use them for that because this is not a watercolor paper. This is a drawing paper, and I don't want that technique. I don't want that style. Oops. But I like to shade too. Oh, there it is. Okay. Well, problem is, I did post up on social media. I was going live, but I used the wrong link. Sorry, guys. No, I knew time, so it's only YouTube that might find me here. I put it on my TikTok, and I put it on my Facebook, and I put it on my Instagram, and I don't do Twitter anymore. Not since the nameless one bought it, because I don't like Twitter. I used to love Twitter, so I didn't post it on my Twitter. And I think it automatically posts here, because that's how I got in on my tablet. So if you're asking any questions, or if you're in the live chat, you can go in there, and I can see it, and I'll look up and check it every once in a while. And we're going to do this for 30 minutes the first time. Okay? Now, I said I don't use the watercolor technique in here, but I do a little bit. If I want this color, this tone of the olives that I'm using, to get even darker up here, I can get it wet, and it will, wet, it gets darker. Okay? Normally, you would just put more pressure on it and put more layers. Okay? And this is about as dark as it's going to get drawing. But that's fine for me at this point. Okay? And interestingly enough, these colored pencils can be smudged a little bit, which I kind of like. So I'm going to go back in here, and I'm going to do this other side to balance it. And if you hear a little bell, that's Bailey playing with his little robot toy. It goes off every couple of hours and shakes and rattles and waves a little butterfly in his face and has a little bell on it. That's not me. It's not the ice cream man. It's not any of that. All right. Okay, so I got to put these back. And I do color charts. You can see them here. On all my mediums, I'll sit down, and it takes a while, because I buy the largest sets. Whenever I can, I buy the largest set available, because I want all the colors, okay? And when you're working with something like colored pencils and watercolor pens, you know, some of these, the colored pencils blend great, but, it's easier. Some of these don't blend as well, and I want as many colors as I can get. And I got to put that purple back because I already used him. Actually, I'm going to use him again. These are fun because they have a brush tip, which I love these brush tips. This is a new thingy for me, except, you know, I'm used to felt tip pens having brush tips, but I don't use felt tips. But these are watercolor. And then it's got a fine point. Okay? So you've got this nice little fine point on it. Both are using the same reservoir. I love that. Temu. And I have a little case for these as well. So I got to grab another purple. It's faster if you leave your pens out, but I don't. I'm sorry. I'd rather take the time now so that I know which color I'm using, because I don't want to have to try and put these back in, okay? Now, I think what I'm going to do, I think I want this to be kind of more pink. So oh, I know what I'll do. I'm going to use it. No, I don't want to use it there. You know what? Here's the color. I'm going to do something. I'm going to try, this is new. I'm going to try this. I'm going to put this in here. And then I'm going to go over it with colored pencil. I haven't tried that yet with these sets. I love Prismacolors. I'm a Prismacolor fan. I like that waxy base pen and pencil. And these actually, even though they're watercolor, the pencil, when you use it as a pencil, it kind of has that waxy feel to it. I really like these pencils, and they are I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's Brute Funner. Really nice colored pencils. And I think this set of like 90 cost me $20-something. See, I knew this color was going to be too close to that. Even though this is a darker purple, it's in colored pencil, so it's not going to look as dark as that. But that's okay. Because I'm going to go back over this. Or maybe I'll go back over that. I'm going to go back over the small one with a pink colored pencil. If I can find it, if I can get there, way over here. Okay. So, and this is where my chart comes in handy. And I kind of want that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 from, this is high T, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Here it is. Yes, I know, it takes a little bit more time, but, so I'm going to go, oh yeah, okay, so, nice. Gives me a little, now these felt tips are also watercolor, and they're not felt tips because the tip isn't felt. I don't know what it is. Interestingly enough, they hold their points pretty good. Felt tips, once upon a time, those things would just, you know, you use them for a while and they would just turn to mush. These don't. But these watercolor brushes, these brush pens are watercolor as well. So they are water soluble as well. Again, this is drawing paper. Oops, almost dropped my thing. This is drawing paper, not watercolor paper. Adding water to this will just make it pill. And if you know, hey, you know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. What it does is it dissolves the paper, and just the paper starts to pill up and rub off, because this is not built to take water. That's not the purpose of this. I'm going to go back in on this one, and I'm going to drop a darker purple on it with colored pencil. And I am going to, now, I have to decide, I've already done it. This is my light source up here, coming this direction. Actually, it's coming almost direct, so the shadows are going to be down here. So, I'm going to drop a shadow in on this. And this time, I'm going to use it with colored pencil. I can also use paint pens on these, and sometimes I will at the end. See if I've got this one that I can get a hold of and show you. Yeah. At the end, I'll come in sometimes and I'll put little accents with paint pens, which are opaque. Okay. And I don't want to plan that ahead. None of these are planned. I just start drawing and I don't even plan where my colors are going, none of that. So at the end, this is where I want to put these kind of little accents, stuff like this. And I do it with paint pens because they're opaque and can go over both of the mediums. Okay? And that's what I use the paint pen. So sometimes they have paint pens in them as well. Acrylic paint pens. Okay, so I've got a nice little shadow here on this one. And I think I'm going to do it on that one with a burgundy, kind of a deeper red. This one like right here. Oh, no, not that one. This one. There we go. Let me put this pencil back in here. Okay. I do things like this for depth of field. You know, I'm not really putting in a shadow, so to speak, but I'm kind of creating a little depth of field with, now this is interesting. This pencil doesn't quite have the consistency of a lot of them. I don't know if you use color pencils or other people do, but they can be from color to color, and it makes sense. You know, the colors are made from different materials, and will have a different effects. That needs to be darker. I'm going after the darker color. And sometimes some of them are not as waxy, and they're not as... the other word I'd like to use for that is buttery. When a pencil has this really great texture to it, so that it goes down so nicely and smoothly, I kind of call it buttery, because it's just kind of got that smooth butter, you know. It's very subtle. I don't know if you can see it on the video. All right. But it's very, very, there it is. You can see it there. Okay. See the subtle differences from here to here. All right. I'm watching myself, but myself that I'm watching is on delay. Because I don't know why. Maybe like on a live TV, if somebody says something they're not supposed to say or whatever, you go on a delay. But I'm going to grab some felt tips here. Oh, my pen tip came off. I got to get it out of there. There. That's interesting. My little fine point cap came off when I pulled it out. There. All right. The same color, but it's going to appear different because this is... What do I want to do with it? I'm going to do it here, and I'm going to do the whole thing. And then I can come over with other colors. Okay. Well, what I mean by come over with other colors, I'm going to overlay color. I can't get that back in there. I'm not going to spend all day trying. I need to get my pencil out, which is, I do believe it's this one. And I can... Now, interesting. See what happens when you put the purple that was used here over the green over here. You get another form of olive. I love color mixing and what it does. And some of the surprises that you get out of it. Okay. Now, I need another form of green. Can't get that back in there. I'm going to grab a couple actually here. This is kind of fluorescent color right here. Actually, I think this one is this one. Yep, that's that one. Okay, and then I'm going to get that green, which is right here. Okay, so I'm going to start this, and eventually what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend this. This is an interesting little way to blend these, because you can't blend these. I could, if I was in water, I could put water on it and blend them like watercolors. They're not quite like watercolors, so they're not quite the same thing. But how I do it here, my blending, and I'm going to keep going because I'm not ready to blend the secondary color in yet. What happens with these watercolor pencils or brushes is I'm going to keep going all the way to the end here. Then I'm going to come back over. It's very subtle. You might not be able to see it there, but it's slightly darker. And then just a couple little lines like that. Okay? And then I'm going to bring it in here. Now, even though I may do this black, I'm leaving this open if I can. Just in case. Sometimes it gives me a little bit more details and more things to play with at the end. Now, this is where now I'm not going to cover the whole area. I'm going to start thinning this out. And then I'm going to come back over darker. Now I'm going to come in with the next color. Now there's quite a bit of color difference between these two. But I'm going to do the blending, my little particular blending technique back in the opposite direction as well. You know, you can see the lines, but it does give the effect of a blending. And this one I know I'm making black here. I'm filling that area in. So I'm using it to get a little sloppy so I can move a little quicker. Now, Now, you go over this too many times, and again, I'm also going to put just a little, just a couple, just to bring this color over here. And here's where these little fine points come in very nicely. They come in and they can do things like that. Okay. Now, I'm going to use this little guy. I'll come back in with the kind of lime color. This is interesting. Little fuzz. That's from the paper. This is not the most expensive cardstock. It's just a little cardstock that I bought. It doesn't need to be Now I'm going to hit this a little bit. Nobody found me. That's because I put up the first link and then that one for some reason disappeared, the live. I went to open it up and I guess you have to do it pretty quickly or it disappears. So this sort of gives you just a little bit of graduated look, and it adds a little texture and all sorts of interesting things. Now here's where the watercolor comes in. This is actually going to take some of this Kelly green and move it. As I come back in with the lighter color, it's going to actually do some blending and smooth all this out so it's not quite so linear looking. It gives a little bit more of a smoother effect there. There's other ways to do it too. I do a dotting technique of shading with things that don't like to blend by themselves. Now I'm going to come back in with this one, and I'm going to use some of this to make those soften up as well. See, and that softens it up. You have to be careful. I'm at a point now where the paper is going, don't put any more moisture on me. I don't like it. So I'm going to stop. Now, I'm going to grab another. I come in here, and I think I kind of want a pinky color. And what do I want here? This one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Here he is. I think I used him over here, but I want to use him here and here. if I work in two colors or duotone, I will sometimes take that color and go slightly one side of it on the color wheel. So purple, if I go towards the red, it's a little more magenta. So here, this is kind of like a little orchid, what I would call an orchid color, which is like a light magenta towards the purple side, towards the cool, or the blue side, actually. So you take magenta and you get purple by adding blue. And yes, there are cool and warm tones of colors, believe it or not. Magentas tend to be cool reds, okay, because they have blue added to them to make them more towards the purpley end of the spectrum. And then I'm going to come in here, and that must be my 30-minute timer. So I'm going to finish this. Google stop timer. And then I'll start another 30-minute. Maybe I'll do a little bit more on this, and I'll come in and do another live. Well, shoot. That, I didn't want to use it there. You know what? That's okay. I wanted more. I wanted to go to the end. That's okay, because I can come over with another color here and make that a different color. So we have not ruined anything yet. Don't panic. Yeah, I am kind of speeding up for the sake of the video here. What I don't know, and I'll find out after I shut this live down, is whether I can download this video and then take it into my video editor and speed it up, and then stitch all the little sections of it together for a complete video, or almost complete work, drawing of the whole piece. Okay, all right, so there's our 30 minutes. There we are for the first part of the drawing, and I'm going to end this video right now and come back in a little bit maybe and do some more. Keep an eye out. I don't know how to turn it off. How's that grab you? Oh, I don't need to do it there. I need to do it here. Okay. Bye-bye. I don't know how to wave. Bye. I don't know how to do it. I'm just going to hit that X up there. Yes, okay, that's it. Okay, bye-bye.